Furness Podcast with Frank Furness.
Hey, this is Frank, and what a year we've had with COVID. But you know, the interesting thing is, all of my financial services clients that I speak to and that I work with around the world are all telling me they're having an amazing time. They're able to get through to more clients, speak to more clients, and writing more business than they've ever written before. So every cloud has a silver lining. Listen, by now, I hope you've listened to all of the previous episodes on NLP with my great friend Ian Halsell. And what I'm going to be doing now for the next 6 months is going through my program. In fact, it was a pre-recorded program that I'm going to share with you. It used to be part of a package that I sold for $247, an audio package. It's yours for free, so please tune in every week and listen to a new episode.
Well, this morning I'm sitting with Brent Walsh, and he's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. He's one of the top producers. In fact, he wrote one case for $100 million at age 28, taking home $600,000. That's pretty amazing. And what I want to do today is just speak to Brent, find out a little bit more about him, and share some of the secrets with you. So, Brent, let's start. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got that case for $100 million.
Well, sometimes we are in the right place at the right time. This particular instance, my father referred me into this business owner when I was about 23 years old, fresh into the business. I had a tattered suit on when I wanted to see this executive, and he granted me the appointment, and I went to see him. And in visiting with this gentleman, he took one look at me and says, "What do you need? What do you want?" I said, "Well, I'd be a fool to share anything with you that you don't already know." He says, "Well, what business are you in?" And I said, "Well, I'm in the life insurance business." He says, "Well, I've been looking to buy some insurance." He said, "Show me a proposal. $500,000. I'd like 4 of them." He said, "Get me the best price."
Absolutely amazing.
So I shopped the market, and that day we did a couple of $1 million of business. But it was just a few years later, when I was 28 years old, that his attorneys had suggested to him that he conserve his closely held business through a life insurance trust, irrevocable life insurance trust, which of course is outside of the client's estate. And in having that a policy outside the estate, it's exempt from estate taxes, income taxes, and capital gains taxes through the U.S. Tax codes. And he had the business shopped by about 6 different agents, and I was the one that was able to coordinate all the underwriting for the $100 million case, and we got a good portion of it. My partner and I split, as you said, the $600,000 target premium.
Nothing's wrong with that at age 28, is there?
It's amazing. The person that was my partner who I split the deal with said, "Well, that's a case of a lifetime." And I thought, there has to be more cases like that out there, and hopefully there would be more over my long life expectancy in this career.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Well, that sounds great. And Brent, tell me now, you've got a pretty unique way of running your practice. Do you want to tell us how you do that?
Absolutely. We, in that same first group, the company was called Financial Planning Services. It was a joint venture. There were actually 3 financial planning companies with shared office expense and shared secretarial work. What happened is it was a friendly, competitive arrangement. And I discovered that in doing business with people that other reps knew, that there was a conflict, and that maybe it was a friend of mine and a friend of 2 other people in the office, and we kind of traded favors for each other as we worked with different people that we all knew. But it was a difficult experience because we were competing against each other in a friendly way. So when I broke away and did my own thing, I wanted to create a different system. And now there's 10 of us in our office that serve our clientele. And all of us work together so that if Gene in my office is working with the client, I'm happy, because he's making revenue, of course, for himself and for the firm, and it's good for everybody. And if I'm meeting with a wealthy client, everybody in the office is happy for the same reasons, and with Chris and with Mason and whoever else it is as a representative, we're all serving our clients together. So our system is that we pay salaries plus bonuses to our registered representatives. And we have the team to serve our 850 families in our office right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a great concept. One of the other things, Brent, is I don't think you do any cold calling, do you?
Well, we generally call people that we know, that we've met through the years, we've done some research on, or that we get referred to. But there's another way that we do business, and that's through workshops and seminars. Would you like to hear about those?
Yes, tell me about that.
All right. Well, there are 4 registered representatives in our office that are investment advisors and Series 7 stockbrokers. And for 3 of them, I like to keep their schedules full. We generally will have 15 to 20 meetings a week. Depending on the busyness of the week, we may want to take 1 or 2 afternoons free just to get proposals ready.
That's 15 or 20 each.
15 or 20 meetings each. Yes, we have slots that are open for everyone. So that's a pretty big, it's hard for one representative to keep their own schedule filled. But through the workshops, we will have a constant flow of people throughout the year, both through seeing new clients, current clients, and referred clients. Our schedules are generally full. And the seminars do that. We have 2 major types of seminars. One type of seminar really reaches out and appeals to the executive and the professional. They're always looking to be educated in their profession, to learn more about finances. And this course we do through a local university. I'm a paid teacher for the university, and this is a non-credited adult education course. We went to the director of adult education at the university and showed him the course materials, and he was quite excited because he knew that the people that this would draw into their educational institution would be people that could support the advancement of their institution. These were the people that could be donors to their foundation.
And what do you call the workshop, sorry?
This is called Financial Strategies for Successful Retirement, and we run another one called Successful Money Management Seminars.
Right.
And both of those are through the university, and they provide a constant flow of people for our other 3 representatives besides myself.
Right.
To those workshops, we may have 1 millionaire come to each workshop, and I'm now accepting new clients that have $1 million or more of investable assets. So they would refer those people to me, and in the workshop, I tell the participants in the workshop how we operate. And I actually train the participants in the workshop to say, you don't see me, but we start by seeing Mason or Chris or Gene. And they do the gathering of the information of the data. They make recommendations to see where you're at and where you could be and to try to meet your goals and your wishes. And then they would refer to me, anybody with $1 million or more to invest.
Right.
So the question is that I had for myself, the question I asked myself was, how can I see more people that have $1 million or more to invest? Well, one of the places that millionaires like to spend time is with charities. They recognize that they've been blessed in their business and professional lives, and they want to give back to the communities or institutions that have helped them to advance in their careers or their professions. So I do workshops through foundations. I meet with the executive directors of the foundations. I show them our donor motivation program, how we can educate their donors to understand more about philanthropic estate planning, and then we give case studies in our workshops, and we give tax saving strategies, and we give motivational phrases and scenarios to help people to be in the position where they can give more to the charities, and in doing so help their families, their heirs. Instead of giving it to the IRS, they can give their money to their heirs, and help them because they're taking maybe a highly appreciated asset that they don't want to sell, and we're able to sell it tax-free and develop more retirement income for them. So it's good for their families, it's good for them, and it's good for the social good of America, because now they're giving their taxes away to charities.
Right.
And they're able to disinherit the IRS in the process.
And are they quite receptive to you when you approach them?
With the executive directors, they are. I think, like anything, they're looking for somebody who they can trust. And in our community and area now, through our public workshops, I have name recognition among most of the executive directors. And I've attended NSFRE meetings, National Society of Fundraising Executive meetings, and I've even spoke at some of their meetings, so that they know me now and I'm into that group of people. And I think one other thing that these folks see is that I truly have a desire to give to other people. And I do that philanthropically even through my own finances. And so I believe in it with my heart. And you know, as you know, anything that leads with your heart, it can be very convincing with people. And so together with the NSFRE executive and myself, the executive director of the foundation, we assist other people to give them the tools, techniques, and strategies that they need to keep their estate together for their family, away from the IRS, create more money for their retirement, and self-direct their social capital for generations to come in their families.
Now, what's in it for the foundation? Why should they use you? Is there any money? Is there something back for them?
Well, it wouldn't be immediate money that would come to them, but it would be through planned giving. So as we assist clients, one of the first things we do is we make recommendations that they see a qualified estate planning attorney and make sure their estate documents are all up to date. And in the process, we use 3 major techniques. We use discounting techniques. How do we discount? We do it through taking $1 and making it worth 60 cents. There are strategies in America called grantor retained annuity trust, GRATs, or defective grantor trusts that we use to discount assets. The second thing we use is philanthropic strategies. That's where we give money away to a charity, but we hold it in a trust arrangement like a charitable remainder trust, where income comes back to the client and to their heirs, but the principal would pass along to the charity. That's one of many techniques, but we always incorporate those. And the third major technique would be leveraging. We would take $1 and leverage it to $2 or $3 or $10, of course through the wonderful tax environment of life insurance within an irrevocable trust of some type. So when we incorporate those 3 strategies, the second strategy, the philanthropic strategy, really benefits the charities. And we've been able to raise hundreds of millions of dollars for charities in future value of present assets through these strategies.
Fantastic. What about open workshops for sort of top executives in companies that might not be at that level? Do you do anything for them?
What we do in doing our public workshops is we always provide invitations through the corporations. We have a seminar scheduling coordinator who calls all the CFOs and human resource directors.
What's a CFO?
Chief financial officers,
right,
and human resource directors of companies, and asks them if they would like to have some brochures for their employees for the upcoming workshop through the university.
Right.
And we probably have 50 companies that we send loads of brochures to, and they insert those brochures in the paychecks.
Right.
And so internally, they're mailed to their employees. And through that method, we're able to bring executives in to get that proper retirement and estate planning and money management training that they need and that their companies want them to have. Frank, I think the future in America, the future in Europe and East Asia, is that the fiduciary responsibility is being passed from the government to the employee, from the corporation to the employee. And employees are left with their hands in the air saying, how do I make these decisions? I'm so confused. Somebody help me understand more so I can make smarter decisions with my money. And that's why we step in through these lower affluent, upper, high middle income folks who have hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars through 401k plans, profit sharing plans in America, and through employee stock ownership plans, stock option plans. And we help them unlock those assets to secure their future. Because that's what people really want, is a secure future, and we help them to secure their futures.
Now, on that one, Brent, run me through a typical workshop. I work with a lot of brokerages and firms around the world, and they try and run seminars, but a lot of them don't get it right. You seem to have it right. Tell me your typical seminar. What do you do?
Well, the first thing I do is I place myself in my participants, my seminar participants' shoes. They don't want to be sold anything. So the first major rule is only educate the attendees. Do not sell them.
Right.
But in the process of doing so, with conviction, I sell myself.
And what do you do? Run me through a typical thing. What would you tell them at the beginning, the middle, the end, and how would you follow up?
Okay, that's an excellent question. I'll tell you a little bit about the course agenda, but the key point is to always be closing, ABC, always be closing participants to come in for the free consultation at the end of the workshop, which is part of the course fee. We charge about $79 in US to come to the workshop. And it includes the 3-ring binder of information, a digital business card that I put in there, a CD-ROM card that promotes our firm. So what a great way to make a first impression. They have our business card, they have all of our firm information, they have the digital business card, and then the certificate for the free consultation.
And how many people at a seminar?
Oh, our rooms fit about 50 people. It's a classroom in a university, so it would fit about 50 people.
50.
And if those are full, then we'll just go to extra sessions. But let me return to the course agenda, if I could. First, we talk about the foundation of planning. We always talk about that. And initially up front, we talk about reasons why people fail to capitalize in their retirement years. And I open it up for discussion. Why is it that people don't have successful retirements? And we get participation from the audience or from the attendees or the students in the class. And then we move on to retirement planning, estate planning, investment planning, tax planning. All of those things are part of the workshop. And then at the end, we have a guest estate planning attorney that comes in and talks about wills and trusts. And the sessions are covered by myself up front. I always open it up and kind of set the pace. We have the second week. Each one of these are 2.5 hours. So I'd open up the first week with an attorney who works in our office.
Right.
The second session is covered by our financial analyst who talks about investments. And the third section is covered by our retirement planning specialists and the estate planning attorney that comes in. And so it's 7.5 hours of education. And by the end of the course, people are saying, well, first of all, the information's overwhelming.
Right.
And I recognize that I need help.
Right.
And who do I turn to? Well, these guys seem like they know what they're talking about, and I guess I've learned to trust them, and I'll give them a shot. So then they sign up for the consultation at the end of the workshop. And we have that sign-up sheet as part of our survey at the end of the course.
Right.
They rate our services, our speakers, our materials, everything about the workshop, and they have a box to check. If they did not turn in their financial data form, they could check the box and they would be phoned for an interview.
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
We do give homework as well. In the first night, we actually give them a data form that they fill out that is one place that they can pull all their financial data together to begin their financial planning process. And we include in that an audio cassette tape of instructions on how to fill out the form. And that's their homework for that next week. Generally, that takes them 5 hours to complete. So when we meet with the clients, we know all the details about their finances so we can help them to make smarter decisions with their money.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
And tell me, Brent, you also spoke a little bit yesterday about how you classify your clients and how often you would see A, B, or C type clients. How do you do that?
We generally categorize our clients into different ratings by investable assets. And this is a common practice among many in America. C clients for us would be those that have $100,000 or less to invest. B clients would have $100,000 to $250,000. B plus clients would have $250,000 to $500,000 to invest or already invested with us. A clients would have $500,000 to $1 million, and A plus clients would have $1 million or more. And we have a mid-sized practice, so for folks to put that in perspective, we don't have a large operation, but in our area, we're one of the most competitive. We think we're one of the top 3 firms in our area. Hopefully we're the #1 firm. That's, of course, our objective. But in putting our clients in those categories, then instead of giving my clients, my clients with less money to invest, away to brokers outside of our firm, we can keep them in the firm. And Gene would handle B clients along with our attorney Chris, and Mason would assist Chris in handling the C clients as well. And I've just really gone with folks that are A plus clients now, and some of my old long-term friends that I've wanted to keep on. So out of our 850 families, I've only kept 120 of those families to serve. And each year I plan to pare down 20% of my book of business, 24 clients, and pass those along to make room for my new capacity the next year. Because Frank, my biggest challenge is, how can I think beyond my current capacity? How can I free myself up to do more business?
Absolutely. I think that's everyone's biggest problem. They're seeing 15, 20 people a week, wrong type of people, and they're killing themselves.
And you know, just not to get it wrong, I love the people. But from a business perspective, we're better stewards with our times to focus on those people who can best use our services. And I love to work with creative, mathematical, story problems that I can solve. And those are generally for folks or families with $3 million or more in assets, where we can use those three strategies, the discounting, the leveraging, and the social capital strategies, to put together a comprehensive family wealth control plan for them. They really need to have multi-millions under the current U.S. tax code.
Where do you find time to sit and analyze and do all the background work?
I think any business owner takes their work home with them. At night, you're constantly thinking about it. I've taken now Wednesday afternoons to focus on building the A-plus clientele that I serve. And just recently, when I get back to America, I will be taking Fridays just to focus on my top 25 clients and 4 folks that they know, to try to develop what Paragon Resources calls the Top 100 program. So I want to develop that Top 100 program within my clientele, and then I like to focus on, in our area, the doctor market and the business owner market. So I'll be really targeting those areas when I get back next week.
Brent, you mentioned that you work with a solicitor or an attorney. Do you pay him, or do you just have a relationship with him?
Well, fortunately for these attorneys that speak at our workshops, they get about $50,000 US per year in referrals from us each year.
Right.
And so they love to speak at our workshops for no cost.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Brent, final question to you. Where do you see yourself 3 years from now? Where's the business going?
My objective is to let the business operate itself. So any business owner would like to move towards the capacity of having key people in place to run the entire operation. And I'd love it where I wouldn't have to be present to really, first of all, get a paycheck, but to serve our current clientele and make sure everything runs smoothly at the office. So I see myself in 3 years as moving to the point that the key people in the office and my current clients are trained to the point where they accept the common organizational vision as opposed to working with one advisor.
Right.
And they accept the fact that I'm there less and less. And they're happy about that and excited about the future, and they love to work with the firm as it is. And the second thing is, before I put the key in the door on January 1st, I want to have recurring revenue to cover all expenses, including my salary, so that any business that I bring in is all profit. And that is my 3-year goal, to have the business really operating itself so I wouldn't need to be there. And the second thing is to have the business pay for itself through ongoing fees. I believe fees are really important for financial advisors, as competition has squeezed down our remuneration through commissions. We need to charge fees so that we can set our own accounts receivable at a position that we think is equitable for our own selves. So we're getting paid for the value we add to our clients' resources.
Great. Anything else you can add to us, Brent?
Oh, I think just keep your eye focused on your goal, to plan your work and work your plan. I think to keep focused on the client's perspective, to always work to add value to our clients' resources, to provide leadership to clients, a sincere, caring relationship to clients, and to bring that creative, added value to planning for clients, to assist them to be a co-pilot as they navigate through their financial futures. Those are the 3 key things I think that we need to focus on in order to be of value for the long run through our careers.
Well, today I've been speaking to Brent Walsh, past president of the International Forum, qualifier top of the table every year. Brent, thanks for your time and your valuable
You're welcome,
info.
Frank. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, yes, it's me back again, Frank. I'm your sponsor, and I want to tell you about a series I've put together. It's actually been 2 years in the making. I have created the biggest online course for financial advisors. If you go and take a look at www.salesstrategiesforadvisors.com, salesstrategiesforadvisors.com, please go and take a look at our sales page there. You'll see the course has 281 videos, 106 audios, 12 ebooks, and 7 sets of scripts. And I promise you, you will make 10 times your investment at least in this course. There are so many ideas every kind of strategy you can think of, new things added all the time. And for actually listening to the podcast, you can actually get 50% off the course. Please don't tell anyone about it. But if you go in to the checkout where it says coupon code, all you do is type in 50OFF, 50 off, and you will immediately get a 50% off the course on the one-off payment. Or, of course, you can opt to pay $29 a month. So, hey, this is Frank. I look forward to seeing you the other side and enjoying my online course.